Let's begin with an uncomfortable truth. Deep thinkers aren't simply people who think a lot.
They are people who live in the layers beneath the surface. Layers most people never notice. Layers most people never dare to enter. And that depth comes at a cost.
To others, deep thinkers appear slow to respond, overly quiet, distant, or emotionally flat. But inside them, something entirely different is happening. Their mind is running on a level of detail and awareness that most people don't even know exists. While everyone else reacts, they observe. While others jump to conclusions, they examine every angle. And while the world moves quickly, they move intentionally, carefully, with meaning. This is why deep thinkers rarely feel in sync with the world around them. Because the world rewards speed, but their mind rewards depth. And here's what most people don't understand. A deep thinker is not someone who thinks more. They are someone who feels their thoughts. Thought, for them, isn't an event. It's an experience. When they pause before answering, it's not because they're unsure. It's because their brain is scanning layers of context, emotion, memory, subtle cues, hidden meanings, things others overlook without even realizing.
When they stare at the ceiling during a conversation, they're not bored. Their mind is simply building a map, connecting ideas, interpreting patterns, tracing emotions back to their origins. And when they retreat into silence, it's not avoidance, it's processing.
Silence is not empty for a deep thinker. It is full, crowded, alive, overflowing with meaning. But here's the paradox that almost every deep thinker carries inside. The same mind that gives them extraordinary insight also makes them extraordinarily misunderstood. Because while their thoughts move vertically, deeper and deeper, most of the world thinks horizontally, moving from moment to moment without reflection. This mismatch creates friction. It creates loneliness. It creates the sense that they are out of place even when surrounded by people.
But in truth, they are not out of place. They are simply out of sync with a world that values speed over understanding and noise over meaning. But let's go deeper. If you want to understand deep thinkers, you need to understand the way their mind absorbs reality. For most people, a conversation is just a conversation. For a deep thinker, it's a puzzle. One fills with tone, intention, microexpressions, subtle emotional shifts, and layers of unspoken meaning. This is why they replay conversations long after they end. They're not obsessed with the past.
They're searching for clarity, for the truth beneath the moment. Psychologists call this high cognitive sensitivity, a trait that makes deep thinkers both perceptive and emotionally porous. They don't just pick up information, they absorb it.
And absorbing life this deeply comes with consequences. For example, a simple comment can linger in their mind for days. A brief silence can feel like a story. A slight shift in someone's energy can feel louder than their words.
Most people move on quickly. Deep thinkers move inward. They dive beneath the surface of experiences, asking questions others leave unanswered. Why did they say it that way? What did they really mean? Why did that moment affect me so much? What is the lesson here?
To others, this can look like overthinking, but for deep thinkers, it's meaning-making, their way of navigating the world with accuracy and depth.
And here's something people rarely understand. Deep thinkers feel before they understand, and understanding is their form of emotional safety. But that search for understanding comes with a hidden cost: emotional exhaustion. Because when your mind analyzes everything, everything becomes heavier. Joy becomes profound. Sadness becomes sharp.
silence becomes loud, and conflict becomes overwhelming. This is why deep thinkers often distance themselves in social settings. Not because they don't care, but because they care too much. They sense tension before it's visible. They detect shifts in mood before anyone else notices. They read between lines that others don't even know exist. And for a mind that is always scanning, always absorbing, always interpreting, the world can feel like a room full of noise when all they want is one honest sound. But here's the beautiful truth beneath all this intensity. Deep thinkers aren't fragile, they're precise. They're not distant because they lack emotion. They're distant because they feel emotion on a frequency most people never reach. But there's another side to deep thinking, a side people often overlook. Deep thinkers aren't just sensitive to the world, they are also masters of internal navigation, able to see connections where others see chaos, patterns where others see coincidence, and meaning where others see randomness. It's not imagination, it's cognition, a mind tuned to the fine print of life. This ability is their quiet superpower. They can sense disappointment in a smile. They can hear insecurity inside confidence. They can detect fear behind anger and love behind silence. Most people hear what you say. A deep thinker hears what you mean. But this gift comes with a paradox. The more deeply they understand the world, the more deeply they feel misunderstood in it. And it's not because they're dramatic or because they want to be different. It's because the world rarely speaks the language of depth. Most people communicate in headlines. Deep thinkers communicate in chapters. Most people talk to respond. Deep thinkers talk to reflect. Most people chase moments. Deep thinkers chase meaning. So naturally, they find themselves standing slightly apart, not above others, but simply outside the noise. And this creates a loneliness that has nothing to do with being alone. It's the loneliness of having thoughts too layered for quick conversations, having emotions too intense for casual company, having insights too heavy for small talk, craving truth in a world that prefers comfort. But here's where deep thinkers are truly unique. They can turn that loneliness into creation. Art, writing, music, design, philosophy. These aren't hobbies for them. They are escape routes, translation tools, ways to turn the chaos inside their mind into something the world can hold. Deep thinkers don't express to be understood. They express to breathe. And not expression is often what makes them extraordinary. But let's be honest, this depth comes with a toll, because when you feel the world this intensely, even beauty can feel overwhelming. Even love can feel fragile. Even peace needs time to settle. The same sensitivity that allows them to see truth also exposes them to pain. And the same clarity that helps them understand others makes them painfully aware of their own fears. It's the duality of deep thinking, a mind that sees too much and a heart that feels even more. But here is the part almost no one talks about. The hidden psychology that makes deep thinkers both resilient and fragile at the same time. Deep thinkers often believe their mind is a burden, that their questions are too much, that their silence makes them strange, that their intensity makes relationships difficult. But the truth is simpler. Nothing is wrong with their mind. The world is simply not built for this level of awareness. In psychology, there is a concept called depth-oriented processing. It means that some people understand life not by passing through it, but by sinking into it, examining its layers, its contradictions, its quiet truths. This depth is not a flaw. It is a rare form of intelligence. And yet, deep thinkers are often the first to doubt themselves. Why? Because when your mind sees 10 possible meanings behind one moment, security becomes harder.
Certainty becomes rare. Connection becomes delicate. But here's the paradox. The same mind that creates doubt also creates extraordinary clarity. Deep thinkers navigate life like divers navigating the ocean, slowly, intentionally, noticing details others swim past without seeing.
And yes, the ocean can feel lonely, but it's also where the rarest forms of life exist. And this is why deep thinkers often feel out of place, not because they lack belonging, but because their belonging doesn't exist on the surface. They connect in deeper ways, through honesty, through meaning, through emotional resonance, through conversations that reveal rather than distract. And if this is you, if you've ever felt misunderstood, too intense, too reflective, too aware, remember this. Your depth is not a burden. It is a lens, a rare one. A lens that helps you notice beauty others miss. A lens that helps you understand pain others hide. A lens that turns ordinary moments into revelations. And maybe that's the quiet truth about deep thinkers. They are not lost in thought. They are found in it. They are not overanalyzing life. They are experiencing it in high definition. So don't apologize for thinking too deeply or feeling too intensely. Depth is how you move through the world. And in a world obsessed with speed, your stillness is wisdom. Your reflection is strength. Your sensitivity is a kind of bravery. And maybe, just maybe, the world needs more minds like yours.